All right, this is the continuous hurdle takeoff drill. So this drill works on that continuous takeoff, that bum bum, bum bum, right left, right left, right left. But you now do it out here. It's in a very similar setup to the mini hurdle takeoff drill that we saw in the previous lesson. So it's a similar setup using these small mini hurdles or wickets. You can use 10 inches, you can use foot, etc. Or you could use some small cones or large cones, depending on what you have access to. Let me show you the drill, then I'll show you how to set it up, and then I'll show you why we do this drill. Okay, so get started. I'm gonna come back to my starting point. One thing to remember is I'm a left-footed jumper, so I'm gonna jump with my left. I'm always gonna start with my left. So I'm here. All right, so I did some push out. I had an area where I pushed out. It was my drive zone. I built up some acceleration, and then I did continuous takeoffs, penultimate step takeoff, penultimate takeoff, penultimate takeoff into the sandpit. You can do more of these, you can do less. Into the sandpit, you can also throw in with, hey, when you get down there, focus on holding, focus on, you can actually do like the obstacle drill, obstacle takeoffs. So there's a lot of different variations and variabilities, but to set this drill up, it's almost the same setup that we had with the mini hurdles, right? We're working on high heel recovery, high velocity spring mechanics coming in. All I've done pretty much is just take one away, right? So instead of going right, left as I'm running, now I'm just going bum, 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 bum. So just to set up, a reminder about pacing. If I wanted to use pacing, pacing is just a normal stride, right? My normal gait. And then whatever the distance is between here and here, I can count those out in my pacing, right? So what I have set up is about 12 feet between each one of these. So it's about 12 feet. Here to here is about 12 feet. Here to here is about 12 feet. And then from here to there is 24 feet, twice as far, okay? And in pacing, I'll show you this in pacing. So from my starting point, I'm gonna pace out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 paces here. In between each one of these, if that was 24 feet, and each one of these are 12, that's 10 pacing. This is gonna be half, it's gonna be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Right? And you can do this for as many as you want. Now, why we do this drill? So we have an area to accelerate and build up our speed, and we're gonna get upright. We're gonna do bum bum, pop up. Now, what this does is allows us to work on our takeoff mechanics. That is pulling, quick step, driving the knee, planting the foot, hinging, rotating over our hinge point into the ground. So we can work on that takeoff. We can get a couple different takeoffs in a row coming into our penultimate, or coming into our landing. But also, now it gives us something that we have to work on getting up over. So instead of the regular continuous takeoffs where we were just doing it and there was nothing to move over, now we've got obstacles here, right? And you can do this with different levels of height. So I can raise this up a little. Now I've got something just a little bit higher that I need to, as I come through, okay, now I've got something a little higher that I've got to work on making sure I get over. And also it gives you a distance on how much you really need to strive or push out for. So if this was too long, then I might go an overstride because I think I need to make up this gap, right? Or I might pop up here and I might not really push out, really put all that energy into the ground, and I might not actually even get over it. So you can have a lot of different coaching cues saying, okay, we're gonna go for height. You can go for distance and you can space them out a little more. You can say, okay, we're gonna work on, as we come over, we're gonna work on every time a hand comes up. We can work on every time we're just gonna hold. And so there's a lot of different drills you can vary in with this. So for instance, if I wanted to work on my arm, say I wanna, every time I pop up, I wanna make sure I have my right arm over my head. I'm a left-footed jumper, so I wanna make sure I push on each one. So I boom, 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 boom. You know, I can work on that switch. I can work on the strike. A lot of different coaching cues and coaching tips. but this really helps you get variable. Now, there is one thing I'm going to add to this, and I'm going to add now a little bit of height to it. Now, I'm going to add some height to it. Now, one thing to note is because I flipped this hurdle upside down, I put the bar that goes across it always on the side that I jump from, because in case I come over and I come short, I don't want to land on it. It's easier for me to make adjustments to take off before this than it is when I'm in the air coming down and accidentally landing on it. So I have this flipped over. Now I can show you a variation of this. So now I have to work on getting higher. Okay, or, hey, now I can set up multiple ones of these, or I could give myself a little bit of height to it. So now, I'm gonna turn it around. When I do this, remember, if I hit it like this, it doesn't fall, right? Same reason of why we put a hurdle. We always wanna put the hurdle to where if I hit it, it'll fall forward. And now, I'll come back. Now I've got a little bit more height to focus on. Right? So a lot of different drills you can do, a lot of different variability. But this continuous takeoff hurdle